Fluids. What does it mean? What do you mean by fluid? It will be an interacting class only. What do you mean by a fluid actually? What do you mean by fluid? Please tell. You have answers. What is a fluid? What is liquid? Give examples for liquid. Water. Only water? Only water. Soda water, lime water, orange juice. These are all oils. These are all liquids. What is fluid? What do you mean by a fluid? What is flowing is called a fluid. Means solid means their particles are tightly compressed, isn't it? So fluids means which can flow, means the particles are loose enough to flow. Then fluid category comes for liquids and gases. In gases and liquids, these particles are loosely packed. So we call them as fluids. Now coming to nanofluids. You have heard the word I think, isn't it? You have heard the word nanofluids. Nano means what? Small means milli means what? Millimeter means what? 10 raised to minus 3. Then centimeter means what? Raised to minus 2. Then nanometer means what? Minus 9. So the difference is micro means what? 10 raised to minus 6. So these are different types of volume fractions under which the particles can be considered as. So here, when we are saying about nanofluid, it means inside a fluid, you are introducing very, very minute particles which are having the structure of 10 raised to minus 9 meters in size. The size of the particle will be 10 raised to minus 9. Then we will call such particles to be what? Nanometer particles. Now what you are doing is, if you are having a glass of water, is it okay? You have to take sugar into it. Will it dissolve all at once? No. You have to tilt it. Then you have to make some spoon and you'll rotate it many times. Then it will be sticking. The sugar will be sticking inside the water molecules. Then only you will feel what? The sugar of sugar, isn't it? Otherwise, the sugar will be remaining down only. If you are putting powdered salt inside that water, what will happen? Suddenly it will dissolve. Why? What is the difference? Sugar was having much more size than the ordinary powdered salt. So, powdered salt dissolved fastly than the sugar which you put. Similarly, you can say that when the size of the particle becomes very, very, very small, when you put the particle inside the fluid, suddenly the fluid particles or the solid particle which you put inside make this fluid a vibrant fluid with the accent capacities of that solid which is being put into that. So similarly, when we are saying about nanofluids, nanofluids means we are putting nano-sized particles inside liquids. Then if you just ordinarily put it as salt inside water or sugar inside water, what happens is that sometimes some particles we are putting inside, all these particles will agglomerate, means it will stick together and it will not flow. So, in order to make the qualities of the particles which you put inside, if it is made the quality of a nanometer sized particle, when you put inside itself, the particle molecules will go inside the fluid molecules and the liquid molecules which you are putting, and the fluid is going to act in a manner of all the inherent qualities of the solid which you put. So previously the liquid had some thermal physical properties, means it has viscosity, it has density, it has specific heat capacity. These are all words which you learned in our physics classes, isn't it? All these particles had some, all these liquids have some qualities like that. But when you put the salt or when you put the nanoparticle in it, what happens is that these nanoparticles go inside the fluid liquid molecules, and since the size is very, very, very small, the powdered nanoparticle which you put inside has absolutely different types of physical properties acting as appearing to be a nanofluid. So if it is a good nanofluid, what happens is that lab will be getting hotter after some time. When you're using a car, you're driving the car, driving hairpins, and climbing up. What will happen? The engine will get hot. So, whatever gadgets we use in our daily life, whatever instruments we use in industries and technologies, they all have different types of movements and heat is produced. So, in order for this instrument to have, or in order for this gadget to have a very nice functioning, the thing is that this instrument should be kept at a good mode of cooling capacities so the instrument will work well. Otherwise, finally, the instrument will burst up, explode. So, you know that if you are going in a car, they just switch off the car and say, just to see the hills. Just look there is a big canyon down. Duty they'll stop the car and they'll tell, this is good place for sightseeing. Just go out and see. So we go out and we enjoy the breeze. By that time, what happens? The car also enjoys the breeze and it is cooled down. That's the theology behind that. In a sense, for the gadget to have a nice functioning mode, these nanofluids are used because they act as better coolants than ordinary coolants. So nanofluid comes into scene for one primary application as a cooling application. So coming back, how can you make a nanofluid? You get water from where? Where do you get water from usually? Where you got this water from? Any idea? Got it from some shop. How the shop people got it? From where? From some company they are telling. Yes. How the company people got it? From the resource. And then or from some resort they have made to collect fresh water nearby a lake or nearby some waterfalls. Now we have to worry from where they are collecting the water, is it from drainage? So there are possibilities like that also, and they refine it. So wherever the resource comes, natural is good. So here, if the water is coming from the best natural resource, it will be the purest form. Now coming to nanofluids, can you collect nanofluids from some lakes? Some river is producing nanofluids. From seas you are getting nanofluids? No. No or yes? It's a question. From seas. Yeah, they are collecting seawater. What is it? It has salt inside. But can it be considered as a nanofluid? Think of that and search in it. Okay. So here, what I'm trying to tell you is that we are trying to say something regarding nanofluids because of its different types of applications. Now, how do you make a nanofluid? Before that, I told you that when you make the gadgets work, there should be some coolant. What's the coolant of this fan? What's the coolant used in this fan? It's working from the morning. Before you came itself, it was good. Because no AC today, because already the current is gone and we are using generators. Hopefully, I hope, at least for till the validity function ends, we should have power supply. Even not AC, MI should work now. So the authorities told that if you work all the things together, there is a Ghana Mela to be happening at 2 p.m. in this Palakaran Square, and all we like to go there, but you should be here. So they are telling that sometimes there may be a major power flow. So we are making use the reserve generator and using only what fans. Then the fan is rotating. How is it getting cooled? What is the coolant of fan? What is the coolant of this laptop? What is the coolant used in car? Water. It's a coolant because when you drive car, how many drivers are here? Those who know to drive. You are drove. Okay. When you drove fast or when you drove so much long distance, you stop the car and pour some distilled water, and also inside the engine you pour ordinary water also. The engine will shiver like this, isn't it? Because of the hot. So the thing is that whenever the instruments get hot, you have to make it cool. What is the coolant of fan? Say air is the coolant. What is the fan doing actually? Rotating, removing some air from here to there. And it is going like that. Hot air is removed to some place and it is trying to make that nearby places cool. AC also doing something like that, isn't it? So it's a much of feeling level when you come to these things. If it is a laptop, what is the coolant? Underneath there are two fans, or one fan is rotating and the hot air is being removed to our lap. That's why we get hot after using laptop for so many time. So when it comes for nanofluids, they act as better coolants than the ordinary coolants. The ordinary coolants, water, air, like that, so many things will be there. But when you are using a nanofluid instead of this ordinary fluid, what happens is that the heat transfer capacities increase much. And instead of using a 1 liter of water, you can do the thing by making use of 1 milliliter of nanofluid. But the cost is high. What to do? So, different laboratories all throughout the world are conducting different types of research works in order to accommodate for this coolness. Because in the coming future, the industries will be behind something for which they have a cost efficient coolant. So coming back, we can see in the slide that today's modern world has most vital needs for industrial technologies to develop, and ultra high performance cooling is used. Means the cooling is there, but we need ultra high performance cooling. So what happens is that there is low thermal conductivity usually, and after some time the thing is hot. Now the thing has to be cool. What do you mean by thermal conductivity? Thermal conductivity is the capacity to gain heat. So usually the fluids will have low thermal conductivity. So there have been researchers in many fields how to increase the thermal conductivity of the fluids. So at first what they did is they put millimeter sized particles inside ordinary coolants. Then their thermal conductivity increased. After some time they put micrometer sized particle inside this coolant. That is 10 raised to minus 6 meter diameter in size. Then what happened is more than this millimeter size, the particle had very high quality of thermal conductivity. Then after that, there were different studies, and Coy et al., a team, they conducted research and they applied 10 raised to minus 9 meter sized particle, that is the nanoparticles. And what happened is that they got very nice results for high thermal conductivity and high heat transfer efficiency for the fluids. So came nanofluids. So what is a nanofluid? The answer is this. It is a colloidal solvent which is dispersed as nanometer sized particles. They are called nanoparticles inside a fluid. That means the colloidal means collage, something we say. When you use all the pictures together in a mobile, you say it as a collage. Likewise, colloids means in chemistry, as we have learned chemistry in our younger classes, we have learned about colloids, different types of metals together when they come, or different types of solvents, dissolving those. When it comes, we use the word colloids. So here, nanoparticles, which are the nanoparticles which could be used to make nanofluids. So when researchers conducting studies were telling that it has different types of nanoparticles, nanomaterials like oxide ceramics. Aluminum oxide, cuprous oxide. These are examples. Nitride ceramics. These are all chemistry language. Al is what? Forgot Al? It is our aluminum tiffin carrier or vessels in our home. Silicon nitrate, isn't it? Then carbide ceramic, silicon carbide, titanium carbide. Metals, copper, aluminum, or Ag, silver, Au steel. Semiconductors, titanium, dioxide, silicon carbide, and carbon nanotubes, and many more to follow. Now, the entire periodic table, you know about gold. It's very expensive, isn't it? Silver, it's also expensive. But these particles are used as nanoparticles and it has different applications in cancer therapy. So it is a costly type of treatment sometimes. So we are trying to make it available to common man as to be cost efficient. Now, which are the liquids which could be used? You have seen alcohol, it is not used exactly, but ethylene glycol is used. Then water, it's a fluid or it is a liquid, and oil. These are all coarse liquids in order to make nanofluids. Now you make lemon water, isn't it? How you make lemon water? Lime juice. I'm telling of lime juice because you are not feeling tired. So when you hear lime juice, you'll open your eyes and see me, and you'll have that good taste of sugar and lime inside your tongue. So you're happy with that, isn't it? So we think of good things, lemon juice. You make it mixing what? Lemon, sugar, and water. You just mix it and it is okay. It is preserved as lemon juice itself, even if you keep from morning to the end. Evening also, sometimes a bit of lemon may come under, but still it will be acting as lemon juice itself if you have stirred it well. The sugar is powdered and it is put, or you put it in mixie and all, it will become nice. Taste will not change sometimes for 3 hours, and also after some time, it have some changes, some taste will change, but still it will be appearing as lemon juice itself. It will not become an ice cream or it will not become frosted like an ice cream because the temperature maintenance will be happening automatically if you are not keeping the glass inside the freezer. So similarly, how can you make a nano fluid? If you are just putting some nanoparticles inside this glass, will it be remaining as a nano fluid? How? How can you make? That's one question. Which are the different methods of nanoparticle manufacture? So when we are saying about nanofluids, there are two ways of making it. That is, first you prepare what? This nanoparticle which you have to add by different types of methods. That is, you are having two different important processes to make what? Nanoparticles. One is physical process and the one is chemical process. Physical process means you have to make it some way. You'll say in Malayalam, അടിച്ച് പരിവാക്കാന്ന് പറയും. അടിച്ച് പൊടി തവിട് പൊടിയാക്കാന്നൊക്കെ പറയും. That's how. Grind it and do it some way and make it very, 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 very small. That's nanometer size. When you thing will go. Likewise, you have to make it very, very small. Now, also in chemical processes, you use different types of chemicals and you make it small like that. You keep it powdered like that. It will not clog together. Likewise, you have to keep it. And there are different types of methods, also inert gas condensation, mechanical grinding, or all these different types of physical methods. Inert gas condensation and all, what you do is you keep it inside a vessel and goes up and get condensed. Then you will get. I don't know whether you think about your chemistry laboratory classes in plus two and tenth and all. You had did some processes and all, distillation, condensation and all. In physics lab also you do. The all is bulb and all. It goes inside, or heat is coming inside, outside, like that. So there is some condensation. Leave it. You know that when you have tea or milk, something you are keeping underneath the stove, and you are keeping a lid on the top, what will happen? After some time, the lid will start jumping. After some time, it will go down. If there is not enough water, what will happen? This water will go like that. At last, there will be a nice smell coming out. If you are putting the 3 hour movie, what will happen? You can imagine. After that, it's folding. So, chemical methods include chemical vapor deposition, chemical precipitation, etc. These are the different methods which we are using. Now, what happens is these methods, we make the particle and you introduce it into nano fluids. You introduce into ordinary fluids and it remains as a nano. So when you make the nanoparticle first and then you are inserting it, step by step processing or one by one processing is happening. First you make it and then you put. Some methods you are automatically making it and adding simultaneously. That method also is possible. Now coming to some applications of nanofluids. What are some important applications? Two types of applications I'm trying to mention here. Only two types, there are many. So first application is cooling applications. Cooling applications, we know where are this cooling used. You know that tea has to get a bit cool to drink, isn't it? You can't taste a tea which is on the stove because your tongue will go. So it has to be cooled to a certain extent. Likewise, we use nanofluids in all the electronics instruments. It is called what? Electronics cooling. Also, you use nanofluids in a special type of cooling methodology, vehicle cooling. You all have this kinetic Honda or bike or something like that. You drive it, isn't it? You feel the heat. When you drive morning, there is a different mode. When you drive evening, there is another different mode. When you drive noon time, another different mode. That is happening for me here. So when you are sweating like that, because the temperature is high, you are sitting under the fan. By God's grace, these two fans are not rotating now. So I am sweating, but you are having a bit peace because there is a fan on the top of some of the students, not all. So they may have a good feeling like that. So similarly, vehicle cooling is a very important thing. You know that once this vehicle stops after it is overheated, it's very difficult to make it start again. I think majority of the drivers might have some experiences regarding that at some period of their time. So sometimes you need to going for an interview. You start the bike, it's not starting, and again the starting problems happen. One of the reasons will be usually you might have drove that bike previous days, long distances. Instead of cooling time, you did not have given the cooling time. Since it was on for the first time, the machine took the energy and you drove 100 kilometers per hour and you reach there, everyone congratulated, but the bike is not working properly after that. That only your parents will know. You don't know. But the bike will not start the next day. Then you will know. That has happened to us many times. Then we run for buses. Then sometimes what happens? Bus will break down and we are late for class. Isn't it? The majority of the latecomers say one reason. Either the buses having some damage. That is true. Sometimes it happens, but not all times. But the thing is that whenever we have something which is being hot, we have to make it cool. Then only the thing will be functioning very well. Next one is transformer cooling. What is transformer? One that transforms, isn't it? Transformer means one that transforms. What it transforms? Current you are transforming using a transformer. AC to DC or DC to AC? Any idea? AC to DC are telling. Who are telling AC to DC or DC to AC? What is DC? What is AC? I thought something else you will say, but I mistook for something else. So AC is academic block for some of the people here, but you have forgot it because we are not in street so that. So let it be. So whenever we are using something like that, transformer cooling has to come into action. Generator cooling is also has to come into action. Then only the generator will work smoothly. When you stand near a transformer, at times we hear the transformer blurred, transformer exploded, and there was an explosion, or there was some short circuit nearby the transformer. There was a shop nearby and it burned because of the transformer short circuit. These things happens. Why? Because whatever devices which are used for heating, it should be cooled to a certain extent, then only the thing will be functioning smooth. Next one is space and nuclear systems cooling. How many of you have gone to space? No one. No one has gone, isn't it? Yes, we are all not non-space people. So one day we hope to go to Mars. Now some missions are happening, isn't it? Mars mission or Jupiter mission or Moon mission, like that. So many missions going there and spending a study tour and coming back. Only one course. So like that, there are so many missions happening. For all those missions, what is the necessity? Space and nuclear system schooling. We are seeing in televisions, Kalam is sitting somewhere, or ISRO chairperson is sitting in front of some machines. All the people are counting 50, 49, 10, 9, 8. Like that it counts. After finally it will count zero. Something will happen or something will not happen. Then something will come. Mission failed, mission success. Isn't it? The thing is that whenever we use space and nuclear systems, if there is no space for cooling, what happens? Thing which has gone will come down. Thing which has gone might have exploded somewhere and it fell in Pacific or Atlantic. Many has fallen, many has not. Still there are things up. That's why we are using internet, all those things with different types of wavelength energies which are all nearby us. If there is a this is a mobile. There is some sort of transmission happening. This is a laptop. This is a all have some type of wavelength transmissions happening. All these are not so very good for humanity at times. It is not to the used to the right extent. But we are compelled to use this program. It is being streamlined. You want to have a mobile or laptop to see it from Indonesia or from America or from your home or from your canteen or from your class. You have streamlined. So here we are using a software like that. So whenever we are seeing about the cooling systems, only if it is good, the space and nuclear systems research will go up. And also for defense applications. What do you mean by defense? What's the defense system of India? Army, Navy, Air Force. How they conduct the defense applications? Any idea? How they conduct? We are all living in our motherland, India, isn't it? Even though there are people from just near in Coimbatore or Tamil Nadu, they are all having motherland, India. How these defense applications are being conducted? Just now, I think Sethi Madhavan sir and yesterday also, Srikant Raja sir, they were telling about something which is related to water. And they specified it's a naval mission. What is this naval mission? Who gave them this naval mission? Ministry of India gave them the naval mission. That's why they are working in NPOL. So some oceanographic missions they are entrusted with. And they have to find something underneath which is happening inside water. You call it naval systems or naval bases, different types of configurations. Now, when we are saying about army, what are the things which you have to use? Army, when you hear the word army, what comes into your mind? Soldiers, what they use? Weapons, what weapons? Knife? No, gun. Then, only gun. Grenade, then. Missile, then. Air Force use missile, actually. Army use patent tanks, isn't it? There is a lieutenant sir for us, so Sabu AS. So he's a researcher and also a professor in our department. So when they go for something, we have an NCC unit here, isn't it? It's a junior of some army people, isn't it? So one day they'll reach army, that's a dream. So they join NCC, National Cadet Corps. So here, when we are saying about army, they use different types of instruments to run off the things through jungles, through forests, through land, through anything they run, their machines, because they have high powered machines. So all these machines needs what? Cooling. Then only it will function properly. So these are the defense applications of those cooling. So first we are saying about crystal silicon mirror cooling. What is it? Crystal silicon mirror cooling. What is it exactly? What do you mean by the word? What's the word meanings? Let's go through the words. Crystal means what? Crystal means what? You know what is crystal? Anyone named the crystal here? No one is here. So crystal, you know that. What is crystal? Isn't it? Silicon, silicon. Where you have seen silicon? Where? Shoe in the then. Inside shoe there is silicon. Then cooling machines. Then yes, so many places you are seeing silicon. Then mirror you have seen everywhere. Silicon mirrors are used, crystal silicon mirrors, and this technology is used. Nanofilm technology, advanced cooling technology is used to cool these crystal silicon mirrors, which used in work, where they are actually used as high intensity X-ray source. You know the X-ray, you know alpha, you know beta, you know gamma. What are they? Alpha means you should not ask like that, sister. We think about something else. In real analysis, you have alpha, you have beta, you have gamma. Statistics, you have alpha, you have beta, beta function, alpha function, gamma function, isn't it? So everywhere they are. Why? All the sciences have them. Why? Which language? A, B, C, D. The other is Hindi. What is this alpha, beta, gamma language? Greek. Why they are naming like that? Because they found it first. So they thought, let us put first. We discovered something first, then we put A. Then they discovered one more thing, they put A. That is beta K. Then they found one more thing, they put E. Because the next language, alpha, beta, next alphabet is Java. You know all the alphabets of Greek alphabets? It's fun to learn. They have small letters and capital letters. We often teach with them. So they are small letters and capital letters for Greek alphabets. And here we are using what? High intensity X-ray sources. X-rays, what is it? You have learned about light intensities in your standard 10, I think. What were they? What were they? Gamma rays, alpha rays, beta rays, then UV rays, infrared rays, IR rays, microwaves, radio waves. They are studied well in 10th standard. There is a figure, isn't it? There is a picture notating different types of waves. So X-rays are coming into scene. What is the peculiarity of that? When X-rays go inside and come outside, and we are sitting in light. We are safe, light rays. Then we can see each other. There is light, sunlight or other light on because of our eyes. Now, what will happen if you go to an X-ray room? You are going for an X-ray, and all the people are coming inside to see you. They'll permit. Why? It's a type of radiation. Is it very good for us? No, it's not so good, but it has many uses. What is that? All the inside will be shown outside. All the inside will be shown outside. Just think, when all our insides will be shown outside, how will we look? Not only the body, I am checking inside the soul also. So here, X-ray sources are being cooled for what? For what? By using this cooling, this crystal silicon mirrors, we are using them in advanced cooling technology, which are used in high intensity X-ray sources. That is one of the major applications of nanofilms. Again, to reduce the thermal resistances and increase the power densities. These two factors, thermal resistances and power densities, are favoring factors for industries. And also the superiority of nanofluid cooled silicon microchannel heat exchanger. You are making a comparison with water and liquid nitrogen. And you are saying that this type of microchannel heat exchangers are highly qualified than the other ordinary heat exchangers. So these are the cooling applications. Vehicle cooling, you use different things. What happened when you walk so long each day? Some days, yesterday it was okay for you, isn't it? You are sitting here for so long. Some people were working here and there, going down and up. They had different types of mood yesterday. Many people were conveniently seated here and they enjoyed the day, isn't it? There was AC also. Good sleeping time you got. So, what happens when you work more? What happens to your joints? What happens? It pains. Why? Where this pain is coming? How this pain is coming? Energy is utilized. One thing. And if you have some Horlicks or some mango juice, you'll be rejuvenated, isn't it? So after some having some food. But still, sometimes you feel leg pain. Why? Even if you are drinking 3 glasses of lemon at a stretch, leg pain will not do. Sugar level will increase. Yes, muscles are being congested. Or you are telling that there is some friction between the nerves and the muscles. And also, there is some fluid in between them to make this functioning very smooth. Whatever the nanofluid is acting to be a coolant which is trying to smoothen things. Because when we are having different types of fluids like gear oils, transmission fluids, other fluids, lubricants, etc., when we are considering as a nanofluid as a coolant, it is a better coolant than all these things. You put oil inside this windows nearby, Vijaviri, Malayalam you will say like that. You will put some oil, then it will go fast. Up and down movement. Lift. You will apply oil. You will apply oil towards your vehicles, isn't it? Those who have vehicles of their own, they oil it. And they wipe it with oil, all the machine parts. Machine, which we see machine, which you use. We all wipe it using oil to make the friction less. So similarly, all the gadgets, vehicles use what? Use some sort of oil. You can see oil cans underneath the lorries and all. When you go, isn't it? You can see oil, engine oil. There is a board nearby. If not touch it, they'll tell like that. Even if it is a drop going, they'll stop it. They'll clean the lock. Then only they will start again. Because if it is gone, the smoothing agent is lost. So they use like that. And you can say that nanofluid is a very better coolant than the other coolants. And better overall thermal management and better lubrication is got by making use of nanoparticles. Then specifically some things they are telling. I'm just skipping some things because of lack of time. And biomedical applications. What do you mean by this biomedical applications? Bio means what? Biology means what? Study of living things. We are learned in our younger days. Biomedical means what? Biomedical. Medical means applied to medicines. Biomedical. Human beings or lively organisms. We are applying medical applications. What will happen? So here, when we are using medical applications, including cancer therapy, nanofluids are being developed. And you know that as traditional cancer treatment methods, they have significant side effects. You know what will happen for chemotherapy. Hair will go, isn't it? And they go and we cut our hairs and give. How many of you have given hairs for cancer treatment patients? It's a very nice thing. Three, or four, five, six. Yes, Vimela people are rising up. St. Thomas people is rising up. And Don Bosco people is rising up, isn't it? No. I think from your colleges and schools, they are doing like that. So, they are for the benefit of the humanity. Likewise, you can say that nanofluids are applications in cancer therapy. So, when you are doing traditional cancer treatment methods, it has great significant side effects. So, what you use is iron-based nanoparticles. They are used as what? Delivery vehicles. You will send a iron-based nanoparticle from here. What they do is they have certain metallic properties. They go only to the cancer cells, which is already damaged and which need to be get over from the body by heating or by cooling. Two types of methods they use. So when you send such type of nanoparticles as delivery vehicles, and what happens is this: the medicine will go and attach to that cells alone. So that cell will be gone off and the patient will be healed without damaging the nearby healthy tissue cells. So what happens is such particles will be guided into blood streams to a tumor with magnets. When you are sending this thing with magnets, what happens is that the tumor will attract it and this tumor will go after some time. It will be dissolving or some other means the body will expel it. So similarly, you can see that when you are using different types of surgeries, there are two different methods for safer surgeries. One is, in a sense, you use the nearby the surgery part. You always use refrigerator or fridge, you'll say. For what it is used? For cooling. What will happen when you cool? What will happen when you cool? Yes, it will be fresh. It will be preserved. What will happen when you make it hot also? Your mummy makes a curry. After some time you had it. Again till night or till next day it is kept. How she is keeping it? Not now, before the rich people. How they kept it? They boiled it again sometimes. So it will be again preserved, fresh. So heating and cooling are two different methods to make things remain fresh. Similarly, is the case when we are saying about safer surgery, we are using cooling around the surgical region and the patient's chance of survival and reduce the risk of organ damage. So whenever we have cancer therapy or any therapies regarding cancer, the cells which are nearby will be damaged and the patients will suffer. So when we are using nanofluids or when we are using nanoparticles, what happens is that these nanoparticles run through the bloodstream only to the required damaged cells or tissues, and that tissues will be going off from the body through some types of mechanisms, medical mechanisms. But the other cells will be saved and the patient will be kept intact and will be safe for a future life. So these are some of the very essential one or two applications of nanofluids I discussed over here. And for a conclusion, I'm telling that nanofluids are advanced type of fluids and they're containing what type of particles? Nanofluids contain nano-sized particles and it has been emerged last 2 or 3 decades only. So previously we didn't have nanofluids. Accidentally or purposely we found out because doing experiments, research. Who all want to become researchers in future? What is research? Word meaning. What is revision? Only if you vision it once, then only what to be run? Revision to be done. Likewise, research. What is it? Research. Only if you search once, you can do research. So when you research, what happens? There will be so many discoveries coming up because when you see it once, you have an idea, isn't it? When you see this bouquet once, you have an idea. It is a bouquet like that. When you go and see it, it's different. All the flowers are not intact; they are gone up. Yesterday, a principal got the bouquet. He kept here and he went. So the flower bouquet is there. The leaves are good. The flowers are trying to fade. But there is a small pot here and there, isn't it? Is it artificial or natural? Come and touch and find. Natural people, raise up your hands. Is it natural or artificial? Natural people, raise up your hands. Is it artificial? Artificial people, raise up your hands. These flowers, some have been raised up for both. They're telling that one leaf is artificial, one leaf is natural. Is it so? You have an opinion. Since you haven't tested it and found out, you don't know. That's the answer. Then you have to tell you don't know. But you are not telling artificial, nor you are telling natural. So you come and touch and find what is it. So many things in our life it is like that. When you come and touch only, you'll understand what it is. So we try for that for research. It's coming and touching the things. Coming and touching only will make you familiarize with the things. Unless I tell it is artificial, you will not believe unless you come and touch it. Even if I tell it is natural, you will not believe because you are not touched on your own. So that's the difference between a researcher and a student. Students sometimes learn from books. Researcher learns from inside the books and with a vast research. So here I'm just trying to conclude telling that there are so many applications for nanofluid in different types of cooling mechanisms in mechanical field, mechanical engineering branches, civil engineering branches, all these types of branches of physics, mechanics, fluid mechanics branches, nanofluids could be used. In your UG, there is a paper which we learned named fluid dynamics. From that time onwards, I was so happy with that paper. It had so many day-to-day problems, just like our lift. Lift goes up, comes down, how many energy is spent, how long you have to wait, time T, how will you find? For a ball to reach from here to fourth floor, don't put and find, okay, if it is gone. So don't put a pen from here and let it fall and you will find. Sometimes the pen will not be seen, it will be stuck somewhere. So, but people were there who tried different types of researches and they found out many things. So there is a research wing for our STC, St. Thomas College Mathematics, and we have very strong research wings because I'm happy to note that by NAC accreditation AA plus, we have very strong research wing in our mathematics department, and there are two branches. And just telling it for your knowledge because you can be future researchers here. Two branches. One branch is cryptography and algebra. It is led by Dr. Saju M. Rachodi, and Dr. Vijay, our assistant HOD. And another branch is led by Dr. Sister Alfonso Mati. She can't come here today. These days, she's not feeling well. And myself, Dr. Julie Andrews. Its name is Fluid. And we have researchers on and off. And there are vacancies also. If you clear net or JR or stuff like that, you will be automatically qualified. And also you can write the examination which is conducted by the Calicut University because we are under their affiliation till now. So if you are qualified for that exam, you can be a researcher. Before that itself, you have to go and inquire for the guides. After your masters, you inquire for the guides, get their consent. Start your research, even if you are a master. Yes, we are so happy to note that there were some students from our department who willfully presented some things because they are on the research motive. So it was a very nice gesture from some of the students who tried researching on their master level itself. So they are trying for intense research. These all these conferences actually they are trying to give you some exposures. I hope this might be a useful session for you knowing some things, some words at least. Because in the near future, there will be a world of nanofluids, and there are researches going on and off the country, different parts of the world, such that this nanofluids gain space, and they gain space, and all these gadgets which are having very very big cooling instruments inside, they could be made very small in size, and also the cost also to be very small. You can think of a car. There is a car, there is an engine inside that, there is a cooler. There is a tube, big tube, 18-meter long tube, or some meter long tube is folded like this and kept inside the car. Then only it will run properly. If you're having a nano tube which is having the size of a small bottle like this lid, only the top of this lid, it is a small amount of nano tube is kept and it is cooled. The size of the car is reduced. We can make so many cars together sometimes. So these are all possibilities to come in the near future. And there are researches going happening in different parts of the world, and especially in some of the European countries are focused. But also from India also there are so many research papers coming up. And also in all around the world there is nice studies on magnetohydrodynamics, MHD, means different types of fluid motions. Regarding ferrofluids also there's a different branch. Means nanofluid means 10 raised to minus 9 meter particle size. Ferrofluids you are adding what? You are adding ferrous particles inside the liquid. Then you are getting ferrofluids and just adding will not make it. You have to add it in certain types, certain modes and all, you will be making it and studies are up to the reach. So I wish you a very pleasant good afternoon. After the lunch, you please join the library. Just go and walk inside from down to up. Then you will not sleep in the next session. It's a very interesting session. It's an introduction to cryptography. So with this, I'm just winding up. It's an introduction to cryptography by Srimati Lexia Laxanta ma'am. She is in DRDO Bangalore. She has come to Kerala for a wedding actually. Yesterday she was in Kerala, but she has considered to give an online talk, and she will be ready by 1:30, 1:15. So by that time you should have lunch, and you should go to the library for sure. It's a monument for 4.5 crores. So just go and tell your people. If you can, you take some photos if it is permitted. And you have good photo points are there down nearby St. Thomas. Also the opposite campus. You should be careful enough to walk the Sikha line and go outside. Go there, there is a beautiful chapel which is made. Also the principal's room and all nearby rooms you will find. And there is a Gandhi Smriti. Yesterday I don't know whether you are going inside. Danny, did you take them inside Gandhi Smriti? Yes, we told them this is Gandhi's Smriti. They understood. Gandhiji, father of nation, visit